Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This is Alberto Rivera from Rebirths Illuminate, and today I have Mariela here with me to discuss the subject tangible energy, accessing healing energy. What led me to do this video was just, everyday use of language from, this empowers me, guarding my energy. This takes away my power. That always drew the question of the energy impact, from our everyday lives and everyday conversations, thoughts, experiences, different things. Firstly, before we talk, let me introduce you all to Mariela. She's an empath, trained and certified in different modalities. She's been a guide for people to find solutions of higher perspective, healing from the inside out, and experience personal expansion in their journey. She had an early start as a healer and was raised in the background of healing traditions. Currently, she's an ordained minister, certified in 3 energy healing modalities, and trained in mediumship and formal Mahayana mindfulness meditations. She offers intuitive insight, spiritual guidance, integrative energy healing, dream interpretation, and interfaith bilingual ceremonies. If you're local here in North Carolina, she collaborates with Unity Ministries, creating content for programs aimed to benefit spiritual intelligence. You can also find her at Quantum Life in Cary and Dancing Moon in Riley for in-person services and classes. I have the links for you all provided in my description in the video. So yeah, thank you for your time today, Mariela. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Alberto. Thank you for inviting me. It's glad to be here. I'm honored, and this is my joy. I love speaking about these subjects, everything that has to do with healing, everything that has to do with expansion, and everything that has to do with collaborating together as as human beings. Mhm.
Yeah, I loved, coming across your channel on YouTube. Your content's very like interesting. It's unassuming. Your presentations are good and it's open-minded. Um, it really captivated me to do this together. So, just to talk together and just dive in, what's energy healing? Where can we see this healing energy?
Yeah, first, I guess we have to talk about what energy is. And many people still don't know that a lot of what we see, everything, even things that are tangible, we're energy first. And we are energy. There's energy that runs through us. I remember there's um there's a conversation that happens that I've heard that that do fish know that they are in water? Do you think
Hmm.
fish know they're in water?
For me, it's instinctive almost. It's something that's just their world.
Yeah, it's water is so present in their lives, surrounding them the whole time that maybe they don't know they're swimming in water.
Yeah.
Just like us, like we are in energy and we don't know we are in energy. Maybe it's like everywhere, it's just a matter of paying attention. And that's what I noticed. Like even me, like even though my background, I grew up with healing traditions, with shamanic traditions, with herbs, using herbs for healing. Like I didn't know what energy was. I didn't know that these things have energy. I didn't know that because I was disconnected from those things.
Hmm.
So I can tell you very, very easy examples where energy is. And one of them is the trees. When you see the sun behind the tree, you look at the tree, at the branches and the leaves and the sun behind it, and you can see those sunbeams, those sun rays coming out of
Hmm.
the tree almost. Okay. And and people, you just see that and you say, oh well, that's nice, it looks pretty, and you keep walking. But if you truly pay attention to every beam that comes out, every beam has a rainbow color, and not just a rainbow color that is static, but it actually moves. It goes up and down, up and down. So that's a great representation of what energy is. It's here's energy, that has vibration to it, that comes at a frequency. It has the three elements: energy, vibration, and frequency,
Mm.
each ray. But if the tree wasn't there, there's just light. The tree kind of helps you see the strings of light, and you can pinpoint rainbow that is moving in there.
And our
Another,
eyesight could see it, but
exactly.
even if she wasn't there, like you said, it's almost like it's not there, but it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So the tree gives me that element to be able to see energy. And then another thing that you can do is look at this side of your skin, because it's, so if you look this side of the skin against the sun, if you pay attention, if you really focus on the pores of your skin, you can rainbow skin. How crazy is that?
So you can see like rainbows in your skin as well, like the surface
Yeah, on the
forms.
surface. Like
Mm.
the skin shimmers, and when you see that shimmer, it's not sweat. I swear to you, it's not sweat, because it has the colors of the rainbows. And I don't know if you have
Oh.
noticed, like, they're like crows. We always say that crows are black if they're represented with the color black. But if you truly look at a crow, every feather has rainbow colors in it. Like when
Mm.
the light hits it, you can see different rainbows, and the colors move even.
That
So
luster,
that's,
yeah, with the light.
mhm. Yeah, so that's a great representation of energy as well. And then the last one that I can tell you, to feel energy, if you want to feel energy, it's like we feel it all day long. We just don't know that we're feeling it because we are alive, and the energy goes through and through us. So we're in it. So it's hard to tell, like, energy is coming through me. But as soon as, like, if a hair falls out of your head, it breaks from your head, it stops being connected to that energy. So when it
Mm.
hits your skin, you can feel it feels dead. It feels like it's nothing. It has nothing. It has no life. You can feel like your body, like if I touch my hair right now, like it feels nice. It's part of me.
Mm-hmm.
But a dead hair disconnected from my head, a dead hair, it doesn't feel good.
You could
Just
sense
like,
the difference, yeah.
yeah, that's the difference. It's just like, touching a dead animal. It's stiff. You can tell that it has no life, because there's no energy running through it. So that's energy, and there's examples everywhere. These are the most simple ones that I can, that anyone can use.
Visual examples just to show you
Yes.
that you could sense it
You can sense it,
if
you
you
can
tap
see
in.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you want to, yeah. And that can be the start of a beautiful new beginning.
Yeah, and that leads me to my next question. Like, how is it that we tap into it? How we shift? These words um, are used a lot from everyday, videos and studies of energy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
how can we take advantage of this energy from, its source or its sources that's healing for us?
Mm-hmm. The first thing, and I can tell you, when I started doing energy healing, I couldn't feel it. But I knew that in order to learn, I needed to trust the modalities that I was studying. The first one was Reiki. And every energy healing, there's a modality that you have to follow specific instructions or specific protocols that you have to follow. And in the beginning, I didn't feel the energy, but I just started trusting that there's more than like this. I'm not the first one doing it, and my teacher's not the first one doing it. This has been passed on for many, many years, for generations even.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something to it. So I just trust it. And in the beginning, like I said, I didn't feel it, but little by little, I started feeling it. Reiki, I didn't feel that much, but then I learned archangelic light, and I could tell the difference because
Mm.
now I've been practicing. So archangelic light felt like a wind, like a wind. And then I could tell the difference that Reiki feels hot. It feels hot in your hands. And archangelic light is like a wind that blows. And then, then it wasn't until I learned pranic healing, because pranic healing is it's a modality that is very visual, and it has a lot of protocols that you have to have the intention. You work with your breath, you work with visualization to visualize the energy, even though you might not feel it, you still working on visualizing the energy, and you work with your hands, visualizing that light coming out of your hands. That was the practice that truly took me to a different level, because I was able to start feeling that there's something that is tangible. That's why I call
Yeah.
it like this is tangible. In pranic healing, one of the great things that I learned was how to measure energy. And if you think about it, it's like, how can you measure something that like there's nothing here? How can you measure that, right? Because we're so into the material. Yeah, you can measure how heavy this is, or you can measure how pretty this is. You can measure different things that are tangible, visual. But energy, if you don't see it, supposedly, how do you measure it? With intention. With intention, you measure it. And if you want to, we can do a little demonstration.
Yes. I mean, I would love to do a demonstration.
Okay.
Um, just
You have to be my guinea pig because there's no one else.
yeah, I mean, I don't mind. This is what I'm here for.
Yeah,
And I imagine can viewers do this while we're actually like talking, and we're doing this demonstration at home.
absolutely. They can do it. Yeah. And this is what I teach actually to people now, because I learn formal modalities because my intention was that to become an energy healer. So I learned these modalities in order to take them to others, for myself and for others. What I teach now to people is things that you self every day, anytime you want. You don't have to be in train in a specific energy. This is very simple because energy is it's part of that source energy. So imagine that source energy that everybody, you know, everybody does their vision boards, they do their intentions, you pray to it. This energy that is not, you cannot see it, maybe you cannot touch it, but everybody talks about it, and they have different names for it. God, Gaia, Source, the universe, we all have different names for it. But
Right.
at the end of the day, it's like having an experience with that makes the difference. So what having learned about this, we know that it's unconditional. It's unconditional love. And then that unconditional love is abundant. Like what's the universe? It's abundant, it's infinite. Everything is in it. And it's inclusive, which means it doesn't push us away. We are the ones that disconnect from
Mm,
it.
I love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
true. I agree.
So imagine, so a lot of the things that we have right now, and I know you mentioned about the energy impact, and why there are energy blocks, or why we say like this is a bad vibe. We have it in words.
Hmm.
People try to put things into words, but what you truly want to do is connect, so that you can understand when you are disconnected.
Yeah.
Okay, so we as people, as humans, we are so powerful that we create energy with our thoughts, with our intentions, with our actions. We create all this energy, and it's with us as well. Most people will connect to that because it's an energy that needs to be sustained by other energy. So you become codependent to that. You keep giving and you keep feeding from that. And that's what happens with that's what the collective mind, it keeps feeding. You keep receiving and keep giving to that with your worries, with your frustrations, with your anger. You keep giving into that. And the more that you're in it, the less that you know that there's a different energy, that source energy that everybody's craving, but nobody knows how to connect there.
Yeah.
They try, but and you try and you get there and you come back and you get there and you come back. But when you truly learn that this is tangible, that you can feel it, then it's easier. And like I said, There's a lot of practices that it can be very simple to know how to connect to that energy. And then you can start telling the difference when you are in that other energy created by the mind of man.
And just to like, put, your words into my understanding, it's like, everything that you're saying is intention, it's involvement, because you have like everyday life, society in general, cultures, collective minds, everything you mentioned. um for me it's like the principles we believe in, um whether it's like strictly religious or like non-believing households. I feel like those two deep opposing sides, and everything in between is created from the minds of humans almost. And you know when people actually feel something, when they're like moved and they sense something, that's unconditional, that's like, sacred and healing and spiritual.
Yeah, it's true. So, like I said, we can do this little quick
Oh,
example,
yes.
and
Yeah.
because your viewers can do it at any time that they're watching this. And the way it is like everything is intention. Everything's intention. Alignment is about intention and action. We have to have some action. It can't just be mind. It can't just be desire. It has to be action as well. So to feel energy, you have to have that intention first. It's like you have to be open to wanting to know what this is. So that's what you do. That's the first thing, is you become conscious and say, okay, maybe I don't believe it, maybe I never had that experience, but I'm curious.
That
I'm
conscious
curious.
responsibility. Yeah.
I'm curious. Let's see if this is even real. Okay, let's see. But I want to know. I want to know. I want to feel. I want to feel. So the intention is that we're going to feel our energy, how big our energy is. So if you want, you can do it with me. So just tap your hands. Tap your hands, because we're gonna wake him up. We're gonna be conscious. Okay, we're gonna be conscious that we're gonna do this, and we're going to leave. Just try to keep our shoulders and our arms relaxed and flowy. You can move your neck. This is where you get to notice your body, the condition of your body. Are you stiff? Are you tired? So we kind of want to shake that off to become more loose. Okay. Okay. And now we set our intention. Our intention is that we're going to feel how big our energy is. So take a deep breath. And now notice your hands, open your eyes and notice your hands. And just try to find a point. Just be loose and just say that, whatever you are, you can start from the middle, like almost like your hands in prayer position like this, and start opening your hands and just say that. She said, like, I want to know how big my energy is. And just see how big your hands open. Doesn't matter if it's big or small, just see how big it opens. Because this is the first, we haven't done anything. We're just asking. We're just open to know. And then we're going to do a little exercise so that you can tell the difference. Okay. And if it doesn't work, if you don't feel anything, you can start from out, because sometimes people energy is really big and you have to come in to see if you touch something. Something might push your hands out. So
Yeah, I
mine,
kind of I kind of
yeah,
honed in myself. Like I started
yes.
outward a bit and I got here.
And you got there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you feel like you try to close your hands to see what happens. You feel like there's something in there?
Yeah, I just don't feel like doing it.
Yeah,
I just want to stay
exactly.
here.
Yeah. Try to go in a little bit. Is there anything that's trying to push you out? Like let your hands just
Yeah, I
move.
feel like a bit of like a tingly heat almost. It's hard to
Yeah.
explain.
So this is Tai Chi, this is Qigong. They
Okay.
create it, they call it the energy ball. They work with the energy ball. Okay,
Hmm.
so these are ancient, these are ancient practices. Okay, so in Tai Chi and Qigong, they work with the energy ball. I'm just asking, like, I want to know how big my energy is, and it's pushing my hands up to here. Okay,
Wow.
and now shake it off, shake it off. Now we're gonna do this quick exercise, and it's so simple. It's just a chant of Om. Okay, do you know the chant of Om? Do you know what it means?
Uh, so just that's been like a big thing in the media for years, but I believe that the Om, you're emitting out a frequency almost in that tuning using that word. But I believe it's more of like a sacral meaning behind that word itself. I'm not too
It's where,
familiar with about.
yeah, well, it supposedly is where everything came from with the Om. Om.
Okay.
It has a very cleansing effect, a very calming effect as well. I mean,
Okay.
there's, different people can tell you different things about the Om. Okay. But I use it and I give it to people to just cleanse.
Hmm.
So we're going to do the Om chant 3 times, just 3 times. And where we start the O sound, we're going to start on our bellies because that's our solar plexus, that's our place of power. Okay.
So we're gonna put like our hands on our belly, you're saying?
You can
Okay.
put your hands in your belly, but just if you don't want to, you can just notice, start that Om from your belly. Like bring your belly,
Gotcha.
strengthen your belly to start that Om. And then we're going to move the vibration of the sound. We're going to move it all the way up. And we're going to end with the on our third eye.
Ooh, okay.
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 So it's going to travel from our belly, from the strength of our belly. We're going to move it all the way to the third eye. And it's almost kind of like it goes out with the
Okay.
M. Okay. Okay. So then we start. Take a deep breath. Oh.
Om. Hmm. Oh.
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 Oh. Mm.
Take a deep breath.
Om.
How did that feel?
Very relaxing. I want to do more.
Yeah, you don't have to get lost on like what does all mean exactly. You don't have to know that. You just have to feel that it feels relaxing. There's something to it. So when you keep doing it, you're going to affect something in your body positively. Okay, because you feel it, it feels relaxing. So let's just keep doing it. So now we did this. Okay, so the chant of Om cleanses a lot of the worries that you have throughout the day. So
Mm.
when we have worries, we create that energy. Like I said before, we create that energy that sticks to us. It's in us. It's around us. And I don't know if you notice, but sometimes, you have all these worries and these thoughts and you don't know what to do, this out, but it's just, it's over and over in your head. That's what people call that person has a bad vibe because people, even though they may not know that they're intuitive or not, they can sense that you have something that like there's something in you that just not sitting, it doesn't feel good. So,
And just
yes.
please don't lose your train of thought. I just wanted to say, like, that they call the gut feeling as well. And a scientific level, like our mind and our gut's connected. So I
Mhm.
think on an emotional level is where, the chemicals get released and the energy becomes stagnant,
Exactly.
you know?
Because it's stuck in you. You keep thinking about the same worries over and over, or different worries, but with that same intensity. So
Yeah.
they're stuck with you. So that's what people say, like that stagnant energy is with you, that anger. And you know what? That's the energy that people feel. And inside your body, you feel tense. that
Mm-hmm.
tension. Okay, so that's it creates that stagnant energy that blocks you from receiving the solution. Okay, so the Om chant, what it does is it can help you clear all those thoughts, because remember that this is energy that is created by the mind.
Yeah.
This is energy that can be dissipated. Okay, it's not like connecting with the energy source. Energy source is infinite, abundant, inclusive, unconditional love. Okay, this energy created by people, it can be dissipated, disintegrated. Okay, the Om chant can help. So now we did this. Let's do the exercise again to measure our energy to see if it feels different.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
so okay, before we didn't do anything, we try to measure.
Yeah.
Now we did something. So let's compare. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the same thing. Our intention is just to know how big our energy is. How big is my energy? So open your arms to see how big.
Yeah. I feel resistance there. I tried a few like times to go more in. I'm here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's bigger than before, right?
Yeah.
Mine's bigger
Wow.
too. To
Wow.
see just that's so simple. That was simple. So this is a chant that you can do anytime, morning,
Wow.
night, in the middle of the day, and after a discussion, an argument. Just do that and dispel a lot of that energy that so it doesn't become stagnant. That's important.
And this isn't like a teaching, like this isn't Mariela saying, do this, you have to
Exactly.
believe and do this. Like you
Mhm.
said, this is just like an intention of saying, where is my energy at? Like where
Exactly.
is part of my identity at?
Yeah.
An
And
energetic
this is
level.
yeah, and the intention is you want to get to know who you are, right? But
Yeah.
then from there, now that you know that there's an energy in here that is part of me, I'm part of, we're together. Now create a relationship.
Mm,
That's key. Now you can create a relationship. Start feeling it every day. And this is just one simple practice that I teach. I have other ones that are just as simple, just like that. And like I said, it's the repetition. It's just that creating that connection, creating that relationship, wanting your wellness, wanting your wellness. Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing that that we did.
Thank you. I
And
enjoyed this. Yeah. That's really nice. It's like, we're all different. We're all, like building a relationship. It's like getting to really know yourself. You mentioned mindfulness. You mentioned awareness, frequencies. Um, you know, me doing deep breathing. I do depth breath work because that, captivated me. I felt cleansed with that. But I like to be vocal too. So like I got to
yeah,
learn that like I need something more than just breath work. And that's when the mindfulness comes in, the affirmations for me comes in. So I really appreciate that again, that open-mindedness that I mentioned, that I got sense of that from you. We talk about energy,
mhm,
I got a sense of that from you, and yeah, it's great.
yeah. And now see, like you don't have to be a believer, but you just being open, and then you have an experience. If you keep that experience alive by keeping the connection, by practicing, then you start saying what I'm saying now. That energy is tangible. Energy is tangible, and you will know when you are connected to that energy source and when you are connected to the energy of the collective consciousness that is not it doesn't bring the wellness. It's just that codependency, the the taking that it kind of like it pulls you into that. I know people call it different names. It's the same thing. They call it the matrix,
Hmm.
collective. the bad vibes, the heaviness, things like that. But you will
Yeah.
know when you're connected to that, and then you have simple practices to disconnect from that and truly connect from to your wellness.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, for me,
Mhm.
like to not co-regulate, I do a lot of self-talk, self-parenting myself in my mind. So
Mhm.
that's great how you mentioned that. Um,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
recapping everything, accessing our energy from its sources, um, the energy impact in life. Like, besides the Om chant, is there any other like way we could practice an activity or everyday thing, like a weekly thing? Is there something that you could give
Yes.
viewers as far as tools?
Yes. And you talked about the breath. The breath is what it's that connection. If you are not breathing, what are you? You're dead.
That prana energy, right? Like you said.
Yeah, it's the prana energy. So it comes, it just comes through. It comes through. Connecting with the breath, I find that is very important. The mindfulness is very important. Being mindful of what's going on with you, with your body, with your senses is very important. I have a practice that I call it, the power of 12. And I can leave you with this because, like I said, I created these practices from my own experiences. And these are practices, just in the same way that I created my own practices, there has been teachers before me. This is ancient,
Mm.
this is ancient. And when people discover something, they teach it to others, and it becomes a practice. So this is my practice that I do for myself. And I've been sharing with other people because I see the benefit in my life. So, like I mentioned before, my dreams, I receive a lot of information. And this practice I call the power of 12 because it's so simple that it involves 12 breaths. 12
Mm.
breaths. Yeah. So you don't have to sit in meditation for 20 minutes. You don't have to, go to a monastery or learn a modality. You
No
just
big
have to,
commitments to everyday life.
yeah.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
as some of
no.
them are. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Some people just, either are not ready for that or, they're looking for something more practical, more simple. You have kids to take care of. You cannot go to a retreat to learn how to meditate, or you cannot go to a
I
monastery to
wish.
exactly like you wish, but
Yeah.
there's practices, there's other ways. So I realized that the number 12, doing things 12 times for 12 days, can shift a lot of
Mm.
your own behavior, a lot of your beliefs, and a lot of behavior. Because a lot of things, it's conscious and sometimes it's unconscious. And the things that we do unconscious is actually a lot bigger than the things that we do conscious. So, but when you start programming something different in you, then your subconscious starts taking notice. It's like, oh, okay, so
Mm.
you want to stop that behavior, you want to stop that belief, and with this.
It's on a sub level. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the repetition of it that alerts the subconscious that you want to change that programming. And the number 12 has helped me a lot. So this is very simple. Just with the breath, when you start breathing, breathing, you take that breath in and you breathe out. That's number one. And if you keep doing that, if you're able to do that 12 times slowly, take your breath in, exhale, one, and then take the breath in, exhale, two. If you're able to do that 12 times without distractions, that will help you focus your mind. That
Mm.
simple practice helps bring your focus into the present moment, brings your energy into you.
Energy. Yeah. I was gonna ask. Okay.
Yeah. So again, a lot of people, when you're thinking, worry, your energy goes all over the place because you're worried about this person, you worry about the government, you worry about the
Mm,
food, you worry about these things. Your energy is being broken into different places. You feel scattered. People don't know that this makes them vulnerable. And this is why people feel so unsafe. They don't feel
mm.
safe in their own skin because their energy is everywhere. So just this practice of breathing 12 times can bring your focus to where you are. Okay. And the reason is because if you breathe in, breathe out, you count 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice how your attention goes somewhere else. You're thinking
Mm.
about this, you heard that, and then your attention goes somewhere. And that's how you know you can't focus. You can't focus. But when this breathing technique, this short meditation, helps you to bring that focus back into center, which means you're able to bring your energy to you. So when you start doing it over and over, like I said, 12, breathe 12 times for 12 days, you start feeling more in control of your energy. That when situations happen, you're able to center yourself because now you know how to bring yourself to this present moment. So you can center yourself in any situation, you're like a whole complete being
And it
interacting
feels
with what's going on.
tangible. It becomes
Yeah,
tangible than just breaths. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. But the key is whenever you get distracted, you have to start from one again.
Ah,
That's the key. As you breathe in, breathe out. Let's say you get to 4 and then a thought arises, and
yeah.
that's okay. But if you follow that thought, then that's a distraction. So then you have to start from 1 again. Okay, let me start from 1 again. Take a breath and keep going. And I'm telling you, it's very simple, but in the beginning, by number 8, by number 9, you lose count or
Mm,
you think of something. And that's how you know that you get distracted so easily, that you cannot be focused, you cannot be present, your energy is everywhere, it's not present with you. So I've been doing this practice, just breathing like that, 12 breaths for 12 days. And that's by day 10, I noticed how something in me said like, this doesn't work, or like I don't want to do it, or I'm like, oh, I'm tired,
mm.
because that subconscious mind has that old programming. So it
Right,
wants to
right.
it wants to override it. It's like, no,
We're
you want to
wired
create
up.
something better,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna override it because this is what I do. This is what I do. I don't want to
Mm,
do something new. So this is where the breakthrough is. By day
right.
12,
The
by 12,
shift comes in.
it
Yeah.
shifts. Yeah, because now the subconscious is like, okay, so this is
Mm.
who we are now. This is what we do now. This is our practice. This is our belief, and it starts creating that new shift in you.
Wow. And I love how that came to you in a dream. Even that name, the power of 12. It sounds sacred. And that number 12, I mean, it's been in references ancient. Like that 12 number is a special number. So that's
Mhm.
amazing. Thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. And the dream I was is actually cool because it was regarding that, how people just like, there was a beautiful question in my dream to me, asked to me. It was like, do you want to know more, or do you want to know who you are? Because like, if you want to know more, like you can go to so many different places, be
Hmm.
so many different things, so many different experiences. But do you want to know who you are? It felt like more like inward center. Do you want to keep experiencing different things, scattered things, or do you want to be centered? And then I was given this 12, read 12 times, 12
Wow.
days.
And I feel like practices like that would lead us, as we mentioned earlier, like the energy's already there, but if we're not making it tangible, I think
Mhm.
sometimes we'll get dreams, but like the way to interpret it and understand it or even remember it, it's
Mhm.
hard if we're not taking time to center in and feel centered.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. And the thing is, once you start doing this practice, it's so simple, and that's why I wanted to share it. But then you start feeling how it shifts and you become more centered. That when that, like we said, the collective consciousness tries to infiltrate, then you already know, no, I have a weapon, I have a tool.
Mm,
It's not going to pull me in. You're not
mm-hmm,
going to be intimidated by it or even influenced. Like you start sensing that there's a difference. There's a difference. I can feel a pull, but I can collect myself. I can collect myself.
and that's all conscious energy, I imagine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, and there are other simple practices, like people immersing in nature, just going to the
Mm-hmm,
ocean, just, meditations. That's my practice. But there's so many different practices. But the thing is repetition, as a
mm-hmm,
repetition. If you want to align with something new, you have to not just have the intention, you have to have the attention, the focus. And the focus is, that's where the practice is. And then that becomes tangible.
yeah. That's great. You know, just something like that could seem so simple and theoretical to some people. It speaks for itself.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, and you felt it, right? You felt the energy. Have you had
Yeah.
an experience like that before?
I mean, for me, just getting into everything, this was, about a year and a half now. I was a huge skeptic before that. I was a
See?
rebel. I was in that dichotomy of, non-believing and strictly, control. Like I was within those deep ends, but I feel like
Uh-huh.
I came more into the middle. I became more into the accepting and the balance and the spiritual side of things. And
Mhm.
with doing deep breathing and breath work and mindfulness, that centered me. But as far as like a test, I never did a test before. I never had a test done. And I mean, I'm doing this video with you, but I could surely say like I never did that with you. And I felt like, a difference in measure.
Yes.
I felt the difference in measure. I felt it.
Yeah, and I do. And I have this, I have my group, we meet every month, and I have a lot of people. I have the two spectrums. I have the people that are, they come and say, like, oh, I'm a Reiki master and I've been doing this, but they're there because they want to replenish. So I do this energy healing, self energy healing, and I guide everyone through these exercises. So I have the Reiki teachers that they want, a day for themselves and for them to be the person who gets healed and not the healer. But I have also these new people that have never felt it before. They're curious, they want to know, and they feel it. They have that feedback. And my group is virtual, just like us, it's virtual. It's
Even
like I
better, yeah.
can't, yeah, you can't make this up. Like you're feeling your energy.
They just need a starting point, I imagine. And that's where you come in to help
Yeah.
guide them through it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all need a starting point somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You started somewhere and I started somewhere. And I was a skeptic too. I never thought, I go back, like I said, I grew up with shamanic traditions and with herbs and healing, but it wasn't until later in life that when I had that intention to know what is this, then I opened up and to me it's tangible. And for me it's like, because this is tangible, because of these experiences that I have had, it's like I know that healing is available for everyone. Making it simple is the best thing that you can have. The thing is, like, you can have all these practices given to you, but you have to take them.
That conscious
Take them.
responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to practice them. And I just, just last week, and the healing continues. Like I've been doing this since 2014, being an energy healer. But still, I'm still in that healing journey as well. There's so many things, that you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So even in that healing, like just last week, I realized that the highest the highest form of love is self-love, when you
Hmm.
commit to your own healing. that was the worst. Like committing to your own healing is the highest form of self-love that you can have. You know, you have to be passionate for yourself. You have to say yes to yourself. All these tools are available. I mean, you can take them or leave them. But if you take them, they'll take you somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. For more information on Mariela, visit revealinghealinglight.com. Love that address name. You could join her for, her mailing list, see her upcoming events, collaborations, videos. You could contact her for pricing, see what people are saying in many reviews, and her social media links are at the bottom of the page as well to stay connected with her. But
Thank
yeah,
you, Alberto.
no, of course, you're welcome. Like I love this chat and I love your wisdom. And the biggest takeaway for me is that this energy, this healing energy, is accessible to all. It's love, and you have joy and all these different forms, like you said, but it's love and it's just unbiased. It's available.
Exactly. It's available. You can choose to modality if you want to learn a modality, but you don't have to. Anyone can connect to this energy and just take advantage, take advantage and feel the wellness, the wealth, and the well-being that it brings to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that power of 12. If I'm like driving, if whatever it is, I'm gonna set an alarm and I want to try that out.
You can use it with affirmations.
Oh, that's even better.
Do affirmations 12 times for 12 days. Yeah.
Question, is there like a way of breathing, or is it just to the comfort of,
It's
you
just
know?
I would only say like be as slow as possible. Try not to force anything. Like it has to be just natural. Like
Okay.
breathing. Some breaths are longer than others. They just work with the breath, but it has to be those 12 breaths for
Okay.
12 days. And then a shift
Love that.
happens.
Yeah. Love that. So
Mhm.
Mariela invites us all to try out these different practices. So you could leave a comment if you're going to try it out, if you have tried it out, or you could go ahead and I have it in my description of this video. You could go ahead and follow Mariela's pages and you could let her know yourself.
Yes.
So yes, thank you so much, Mariela, for being here. And hopefully we could have another talk. We could talk about
Yes.
more things in depth as well, other
Yeah.
subjects.
Thank you, Alberto. Thank you for this beautiful space and for this great opportunity. Not giving people just, a different outlet to connect to themselves with different guests and your wisdom as well. Thank you. That was great.
My pleasure. And everyone, again, leave a like, subscribe to our channels. I'm gonna have her channel featured in my YouTube, and stay tuned for more.
Okay.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.